Let's go through the setup for Klaviyo then. I've clicked the sign up link that I've included in the Facebook group, and then I clicked the sign up button and I put in my details in the pop-up that appeared, and then I was taken to this page. So on this page, obviously you just click e-commerce, and then you click Shopify and connect your Shopify URL formatted like this. So mine's going to be noveltypillowstore.myshopify.com. Connect Shopify, and when you're logged in, click Install App. Shopify added successfully. Do you already have an email list? If so, you can import it and analyze it. I do not already have an email list for my novelty pillow store, so I'm going to skip this step. Help us design your emails. I'm just going to leave this absolutely as it is. I'm going to upload my logo though, and I'll also include my web links and my social links. So you do the same, and then once you're done, click continue. So I'm going to show you where to paste each of these. So the first bit of code, you need to do the following. So the first bit of code, you have to paste it here. I would also suggest adding the comments, like we did with Optinmonster and the beacoting script. So I'm just going to paste mine in here. So we need to go to sections, product template.liquid, and paste it in. I would paste this in between the script and the schema, because what we are pasting in is another script. So I'd keep this script together with this one here. So I just copy and paste it here, and I would put in the comments again. And what this bit of code is going to do is enable Klaviyo to track the favorite products of the people who it's going to be sending emails to, which is really, really clever. So paste those in. I'm going to do mine now, and then we'll continue with the next steps. Actually, just a quick one. So in number 3, you're asked to put in your URL. Make sure you start with a www. You don't need to include the HTTP, otherwise it may not work. So put in your URL, click the button, and then click this link that appears. It'll open your store in a new tab, enter the password if it's password protected, come back to this tab and click this button here once it's available. If it's not available, I'd suggest putting in the password of your store, coming back to this, refreshing the page and putting a URL in again, and then clicking the link again. And it should take you straight through to your store, passing the password protection page because you've already logged in, and then come back to this tab and it should work. Some details to include in emails. So I need to put in my website URL, my street address. So this is going to be your office address. If you're working from home, put in your home address. If you've got a PO box or if you rent an address, put that in. So I'm going to do mine, and then we'll head over to the next part. So now what we can do is set up our abandoned cart flow. Let's go. And we'll quickly go through the different flows that are available by default. You can create your own flows. So you've got abandoned carts, customer win back, which is someone's placed an order but they haven't placed a repeat order for a long time. A new customer thank you message. Product reviews, I use this to actually ask for Instagram shoutouts. And a welcome series, this is basically to warm them up to your brand, and by the third or fourth email, you're trying to sell them something. But what we'll focus on is the abandoned cart. Manage, edit details. So click abandoned cart and you can now see how your flow looks like. The first thing you want to do is change this here from 4 hours to, I'm going to put 0.1 hours, so that's 6 minutes. And then I'm going to change this to 6 hours. I'm going to add one. It's going to be 12 hours. And 24 hours. Hang on, I need to reorder these. So we've got 6, 12, 24. So this needs to be 6. This needs to be 12. This needs to be 24. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll also add in a 48-hour final reminder. In fact, we just put 2 days. Create message. Right, so now you can leave the trigger filter as is and click abandoned cart email 1. So from, you want to put your actual URL, so I mean your actual email address. So mine is info@noveltypillowstore.com. From label, you want your brand name, of course, but you also want, this improves your open rates. This is part of what I've learned so far through teaching myself email marketing. What I've learned is the open rate is much higher when you have an actual person's name. So from Adam Novelty Pillow Store. You can actually use anyone's name. I'm going to put like Mary. I don't know, I just feel like putting Mary. Subject. The best lines I've used so far, I've included personal pronouns. They've included just something that's going to pique their interest and ask them to open it, basically. Try and get them to open it. You can have anything, you know. Strangely, I found that this one works best, even though it's, for me anyway, because it's so simple, but for some reason the open rates are really good. But you can use anything that you think is going to pique someone's interest. I'd advise testing loads of different ones. You're going to be A/B split testing these anyway, so feel free to get creative. Edit content. A quick preview of what this email contains. So this is basically sort of like books have blurbs on the back. This is the emails blurb, I like to call it. So, say you're scrolling your email inbox on your phone and you can see part of what the email contains. This is what you see, this preview. So I'm going to put edit this. Just make sure it is linking to the right place. The alt text is going to be Novelty Pillow Store logo. Save changes. Edit this. And in this, what you need to do is basically just try and sell them what they've already tried to purchase or already thought of purchasing. This here is why Klaviyo is so good. So the code we put into Shopify allows Klaviyo to pull the product that this person was actually abandoned the cart of. So they've added this to the cart, they've started the checkout, but then they've stopped the checkout process for some reason. And Klaviyo will automatically import the product main image, product title, quantity, basically whatever they had in their cart, it's going to show here, which is really cool. So I'm going to save the changes of this. So I'm going to add a block here. I'm going to add an image block, insert block, and I'm going to browse and I'm going to upload an image, but it's going to be a GIF, and I'm going to go to giphy.com to get that. We'll go with this actually. So I'm going to download this. So you click advanced once you've found a GIF you like, click download, save it, browse and upload it. Okay, so I actually changed the GIF I'm going to be using. Ideally, you're going to find one that's a decent size, more landscape, and it's going to fill like quite a large area. You're going to align it to the center by clicking this button, add some alt text, include your brand name and abandoned cart GIF and whatever the GIF's about, and then a link to your homepage. So when someone clicks this engaging piece of your email, they're at least going to be sent somewhere useful. So noveltypillowstore.com for me. Save changes. I'm just going to change this to be a bit more relevant to the GIF. And then I'm just going to change this bit. Okay, so here we go, pretty much done now. I've got the discount code set up, and I'm just going to change the button color and type. Button width, stretch width, so it's a bigger area to press, it stands out more. And you can also change the border radius, which is these edges here. And I might change the color of this background here. That'll do. Save content. Pretty cool. Review. Live. So now the messages send automatically whenever it's triggered. So whenever someone starts a checkout, they're going to start receiving these emails. You also want to come back down to message content and add a variation. This is incredibly important because you need to get the most out of Klaviyo, especially if you are going to be paying for it. So you need to start split testing your emails. So you now have an A variation and a B variation. And the first thing I'm going to split test is the subject line. Save changes. Click back on this to get you back to variations. Change the weight to 50-50. So now these are going to be sent 50-50 between, so the first person that abandons cart would get A, the second that gets B, and so on, and it would be even weighted. And then, in a month's time when it's sent out a couple of hundred of these, you can then check out which is being opened more and which is being clicked more, and you can get rid of the one that's losing, the weaker one, and you can split test a new email and use the data you receive to sort of fine tune your open rates and your click through rates. And yeah, again, just make sure it's live and messages are sent automatically. Back to flows. And now you can do the same, make a similar email for abandoned cart email 2. So now that you've done 1, you can do the same, make a similar email for 2, 3, 4, and 5, or however many emails in your sequence you want to create. I would make them get progressively more urgent, and my final one, I think the subject line is warning or something like that, and that gets a good open rate. So yeah, that's abandoned cart email flows, so you know how to set up them now. The new customer thank you is something that I usually edit. So from Mary again, good old Mary from the novelty pillow store. Okay, so I've got my heading and my GIF, and then just a little message. And that should do. I'm going to save the content. That's my thank you email. Obviously, I do need to go and set up that discount code. That was 10% off. Pillow Lover, note that I've made this bold and I've changed the size increase to make it stand out. I'm just going to go back and create these discount codes now. Remember that you need to set these to live, not draft, not manual, but green live, so it's sending automatically. And you can set up all of these how you like, but this is basically how you do it. So you edit the content, you can add variations if you want, which I would highly suggest, especially for the abandoned cart, and you can change the time it sends according to the trigger, and you need to remember to turn it on, basically, make sure it's live. So that's flows. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to cover in flows. I don't think there is. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments in the Facebook group. Okay, so we'll go to campaigns. Campaigns, there's no point me setting one of these up because I don't have a newsletter to send one out to yet, but basically create a campaign is basically you just setting up an email to blast out to your email list, offering new products or a discount or a one-day flash sale or something along those lines. And all you have to remember is scarcity and urgency in these emails. Just try and get people placing their order on the day, preferably within a couple of hours of receiving the email. So you want to be saying, here's a discount code, but it needs to be used today. Here's a discount code, it's going to last for 6 hours, etc., things like that. And GIFs and memes work brilliantly for me for engagement. I don't know why, other than the fact they're highly amusing. And I think that is about it. There's lists and segments, which is quite interesting. So this is actually me, the one member, because I just tested out my email sign up on my website. And basically this is how Klaviyo can segment your audience. It segments subscribers who have made at least one purchase, people who've purchased in the last 30 days. So these are more likely to be interested in making another purchase from you because they're in the buying mood and they're familiar with your brand. They've just spent money on your brand. They'll probably do it again if you ask them nicely. Subscribers with a spend between $100 and $500. So these are people you can really upsell sort of bundles or expensive products to, or you can shoot these an email saying, get 25% off all orders over $100 because these are the most likely to spend over $100. Same for $500. You can shoot these. I have no idea what you would sell these other than a hell of a lot of pillows. Unengaged subscribers is basically people who've received emails, well, at least 3 emails in the last 120 days but hasn't opened one. And what you can do is actually remove these people from your subscribers. So I'll show you how to do that. So all you do is go to account settings, account maintenance, and remove profiles. To delete people from Klaviyo, create a list of those people and then select it below. So all I would do is find the unengaged subscribers and delete people. So that'll just keep your email account in good standing with Klaviyo, keep your open rates honest, really. So there's no point keeping people in your email list that aren't opening your emails. Just get rid of them. They're probably not going to buy from you if they haven't even opened your emails in 120 days. That's 4 months. So just get rid of them. It also helps keep your plan in check. There's no point hoarding people's emails if they're not opening when your plan is based on how many subscribers you actually have in this account. So keep it as low as possible. Get rid of the engaged people maybe once a month. Unengaged, once a month. And keep it up to date, keep it in check. A bit of maintenance never did any harm. Finally, I promised we would go back to Optinmonster and get it hooked up with Klaviyo. So that's what we'll do now.